Hey guys, welcome back to Beardchanics garage. In today's episode we are working on Touran, like you can tell from the thumbnail on the title, and you're probably wondering why we are in the garden. Well, if you have a keen eye, you might notice rust behind me, and I've been looking for material to do a roof rack, and I found it, the perfect one, in my back garden. So let me unhook you and show you what I've got here. Alright, and this is it. So basically, when I'm not doing car stuff, I'm generally doing garden stuff. So I've cleared this area which was full and then discovered this beauty underneath. As you can see, a lovely patina on it. Nice long bars as well. Plenty of them. So yeah, we should have plenty to be able to build a frame and a Red Bull can holder, or Red Bull size can. So yeah, I'm going to mount this bad boy into Touran as well, because not having a can holder is really annoying. I don't know what you guys think, but out of all the power tool, this is just the most enjoyable. There's something about a grinder. I think it's the sheer brute force of it. And the sparkles. You've got to love the sparkles. Anyway, let's chop that thing. Alright, so that's our pile. The big structured one, I mean, as you can see, they are nice and rusted. So they were painted first, but it just seems to be a bit cut. Yeah, thanks for what we need. Careful the rest. Ooh, ah! Yeah, on this one here, I need to check, but I think it might be too wide, but it is a nice shape. So what we could eventually do, if it's too wide, I should probably cut a chunk in the middle. Oh, actually, as I was going to do this, I just thought we do have those that come up here as well. So we could very much well do that. So we are not necessarily limited to come on the inside, because if it fits on those without cutting, heck, we are going to go with that. The less work, the better. Mind you, I said the less work, the better. It's obviously going to look like crap at the point, but I have spent so many hours on this already. Oh, I'm loving it though. I'm just loving that project right now. I know some of you probably don't get it, considering I've got like, 500 brake horsepower, S3 and all that jazz, but yeah, Touran is just fun. Hey, welcome back. It's been quite a while since the last clip. You want proof? Here you go, look at that. I've lost my clippers again. I've got 3 sets of clippers, but only like one that put to the power, and I hate doing this battery one. But as you've seen, we've sourced the metal, and now thanks to Lee, I can start melting my own clothes and maybe catch my garage on fire. Ooh. But yeah, I thought I'll bring you on my first weld ever. So what I've done is just, well, I'm going to show you, it'll be easier, isn't it? Basically, some of the box metal, it's kind of the same source, but that one, the length is not great for us to actually use, and we've got anything else, so we're just going to play around with that. Chopped it into a few pieces, cleaned up the metal. I'll have another pass before I weld, and essentially I'm just going to like try to weld them back on. And this is the little welder we have here. I have no idea whether there's still gas or not, but we will get a bigger gas bottle anyway, so it lasts. Oh yeah. So here you go. I'm going to put you down and I'm going to see whether, you know, how my first weld goes. I actually popped to the workshop as well, and like Rob gave me a few pointers and stuff like that, and like showed me, you know, like how it works a bit on a few bits and bobs. So it's going to take a lot of practice, so let's get started. Alright, so I've actually sanded down a bit. Definitely look disgusting, but I think I got the hang of it. I had the setting wrong for most of it. There is a high and low setting on that, and it seems to work better on low, but otherwise it doesn't hold. It was holding until now. And here obviously I do it in the video, the first bash it breaks, so I should reattach those parts. That one out though. I did mess up quite badly that one. So let's sand it and try again. There you go, redone it, and as you can see, after bashing it, it's actually the metal that started to bend and the weld are still on, so more than good enough for this. Alright, Nunu's first weld as well. You can never learn too early those things. Yeah, seems like the do it the other way as well. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Doesn't look like it's going anywhere, does it? No. Messy, but you know, that's the theme of the day. Oh, all right. So. Got some weld there. I did do it yesterday, but this morning, while having a quick break, I came back down and chopped it and re-welded it because it was a bit too wide. Starting to piss down, of course. One issue we have is obviously I didn't took dimension and stuff, but this is actually rather square. So the trouble is this bit here is less wide than the bit at the front. So essentially, even though it looks perfectly, I mean, that corner was already done, so it is rectangular. There could be some play where I've done the weld, obviously. But yeah, this essentially, that bar here, is the length we need on that the square, so you can see how much offset it is. So, we are just going to mount that bar at the end, essentially, that will be wider and will be on top of the mount thing here. Ideally, I'm trying to land here, then we'll put a little bit of spacer, and then land here. And at the front to extend, we'll just put that little patch where we can put a little fillet, and you know, just we can store stuff on top of the where the sunroof is. But anyway. Okay, yet another day kind of ran out of light on all. So we've got all that stuff sorted, so now essentially it's doing is attaching the end bit to that bit. Now I checked, it should just clear the mount. We might have to just mount this slightly further, but where we do the little mount, we do have room to play as well there. Cleaned up nicely there. Bit of a gap here at the bottom, but I'll fill it up. Here that corner was too rusted, so we chopped it on really patchy job. But yeah, you know, that will do the job. So yeah, anyway, I'm just going to get that sorted, and then yeah, we can actually test it on the roof again, see if we can mount it. And after, depending on where the mounting brackets are, the back one, those one I mean, you can see this one, it's plain, so it doesn't matter. This one, we do have those, which are cool chop, but I like to retain because they will make actually good mount for one light on each side on the trumpet when it's back in the middle as well. So yeah, well, I reckon the bar is around here, our top bar, so if we move it slightly, you know, and then just a little bracket like that on top, we'll see. Anyway, I'll weld that, and at least we can actually test fit the old size on the roof and see from there. Another day, and we are trying to complete this today. There will probably be some improvement. We probably want to put flat surface on all that jazz so that it's comfy and we can actually hang around on the roof. But for now, the structure is still good enough to start with. We'll just mount it on there, and then any further modification, we'll just do it on there. Alright, it's on. Suspension there as well. And here we go, another day, and today it is raining. Thankfully, tiny bit of welding left, which we can do later. It's on nicely, so I'll just show you now that there is light. But yeah, actually very pleased with the way it came out. So basically, you know, we had the little tab there. This is a mess. This is not actually too ugly. Those were a bit of a pain though, because we did it outside and the wind didn't help. But yeah, I mean, none of it is going anywhere, if you know what I mean. I've actually stand on it as well. Yeah, so it's just that bit here I kind of want to put like that. simply to add a bit more to it. You know, we make sure to take the bit where the weld on it and add some extra support for this. Also, it is quite strong, but just having, you know, this point as well will help it. This is not an area where we likely to stand on. And then let me climb up. What I want to do, and I think I've got some old plank wood that were outside there, chop some and basically fill up here, you know, here and here, that gap here, so that when we go on top of it, we don't need to walk on the actual roof. So yeah, let's do that. There we go, that's our planks. Unfortunately, I only be able to take a couple of lengths. So 1.7 meters, only took one spot. But yeah, perfect candidate for it. Found them in the garden. I have to say, guys, that's the beauty of a rat. If you want to modify it, personalize your car, but you have no money, do a rat. You know, I get more views like on the street. This gets a lot more attention than my S3, unless this valve is open and I'm making noise. This is everybody attention. I had people shout at me in the street how much they love it as I drive by. But yeah. Anyway, I'll go chop those and then we chop them on there, and then I might have to source more wood, but I think I've got bits and bobs behind there, so let's go. And yeah, that is the top. As you can see, it wasn't really long to like go up to the end. I might add a bit later. I just need to calculate with like the boot opening, how much room it needs and stuff like that. But otherwise, what's nice having it like that is you can sit there on the edge, and this is actually like sort of nice and soft. So it's actually a very nice place to sit. There we go, a bit better. Those corners, they don't have a flat there, but you know, I might just leave them like that or weld. I want some metal panel as well, so I might just, you know, find some bit of metal to fill those up and just weld them up. Here the floor, it's pretty strong. I mean, here's this one, it's quite thin, so you know, it's not the strongest, but that's not too bad. But yeah, I'll probably at some point put a bar here just to support, same here basically, give it more support. Look, lovely socks. This is, I didn't went up to the end because here we are going to mount a light on each side, and here that's going to be a horn. And here basically I could fill it up with wood, but I don't want to, because what I like to do here is actually put a mesh. And yeah, very nice, Gilles, very nice. And here we go, guys. Put the wood. Can chill out now. Alright. Upside down video. GoPro died again. I think it's got issue. But as you can see, the floor of the roof. The floor of the roof is done. But yeah, what I want to do is, if you can see in the corner there, I need to reinforce a little bit, so I might put a bar in the middle, because some planks are quite old. And then what I'll do is I'll just weld here where my thumb is, you know. I'll just weld some metal tabs so it doesn't go anywhere. And yeah, there's also a ladder that I started to sand so we can make it rust, and want to make an attachment on the side so it's easier to get on the roof than like climb and stuff like that. Avoid trying to like break a window and all that good stuff.
But yeah, I'll stand up and actually like took a video from the top because that's a bit better. Yeah, I keep looking down. But anyway, you can see my beautiful blue eyes. Bit weird looking like that. I feel like an influencer too. But yeah, I'll basically finish the video with like cinematic of it. Yeah. Anyway, see you in the next one. In the next one, there's a couple of big lights I like to put up there. Yeah, on the ladder stuff, and probably more bits and bobs. And next video should be a GSXR video. It just took a while to get the right loom and stuff and doing the wiring, but at least the next episode on the bike powered stuff should be, I remember higher up, should be wiring it and get everything started, and hopefully the episode after that will actually be trying to get it started, but yeah, sorting out the electronic first.